Don't wait until you want to do something. Many people equate depression with the inability to work. In reality, the problem is often the inability to feel like working. People who are depressed assume that their lack of motivation is a sign of weakness, and if they could just buck up a bit, they would be more productive. But waiting until you feel like doing something is the single biggest mistake you can make when you're depressed and need to get things done. Working when you think you can't is one of the main difficulties you may face when you're depressed, which is why you have to be ready to work no matter how you feel. This will feel all wrong. There's a big difference between the great feeling of motivation that comes when you want to do a project and the lack of motivation you feel when you wake up feeling down with low energy. It's natural that when you feel motivated, you can get things done more easily and feel a sense of accomplishment while you work. When you're depressed, you often lack motivation, so as much as you might want to feel the desire to work, it simply isn't there. Some good news. When you simply get started with something, you begin to feel more motivated and find it easier to do what you have to do. This can help end the pattern of continually searching for something that makes you feel more excited instead of just moving forward with a project, no matter how you feel. Do you recognize any of the following signs that you need to work anyway? You believe that lack of motivation is a sign you can't work. You've decided that there's no use in starting if you don't have the desire for a project. You search for the feeling of wanting to get something done, even when you know that lack of motivation is a normal symptom of depression. You wait so long to get a good feeling about what you need to do that you never even get started. If you see your thoughts in any of these, you might be able to use this as your jumping-off point to get started with something. Alice's story. I've learned something in the past year. Depression never wants to do anything, ever. I used to wonder why everything seemed so impossible. I saw other people get excited about their work and just assumed they were in the right profession and I wasn't. I've always loved to paint. When I got depressed in the past, I would quit painting entirely. There were no ideas and I had no desire to get started on anything. I was sure my work would never be as good simply because I didn't enjoy it as much. I used to feel totally blank when I knew I had to create something. I missed a lot of years because of this. I think of all the wonderful art I could have now. It's sad. One day, a friend asked me something interesting. "Alice, have you ever painted something when you were depressed?" "Yes," I said. "And is the work as good as the work you do when you're well?" I thought about it and realized that in terms of the work itself, I couldn't tell the difference between my well work and my depressed work. Then she said, "The problem isn't your ability to work. The problem is that you want to feel excited about the work before you start." She was totally right. Instead of focusing on the art and what it would look like when it was done, I focused on the upfront feeling that I couldn't do something because I was lacking so much of the desire I usually felt. I now paint no matter how much I feel. I cry a lot while I'm painting sometimes, but that's fine. My story. I've always thought motivation was the reason people got things done better than I did. I remember going into a project with a small desire to finally get something done. That lasted for a while, and then I would suddenly feel that desire slip away, and only a feeling of hopelessness would remain. So I constantly quit things and tried something else. I changed jobs, put off cleaning my house, stopped calling friends, and everything else that felt impossible. Today, for example, I make myself answer a call when I'm depressed, even when something that simple feels impossible. I'm so thankful for the days I do feel motivated. They're like a gift. I can't stress enough the fact that I no longer wait until the days when life is more normal and I do feel motivated. I would never get anything done if I did that. I'm often amazed at how much I enjoy the work once I get started.